Alright guys, today I'm going to give you a quick tour of my Fiido T-1 Cargo bike. This is not a paid advertisement. I bought this with my own bike, so the opinions will be my own. T1. Alright, the first thing that you're going to want to know about this is that it has a tremendous headlight. It has high and low, and you can adjust it so that the approach actually looks like a motorcycle. And so you can be assured that the other cars will see you at night. All right, let's talk about the basket. It's one of my favorite things. It's attached to the frame, so it doesn't swing back and forth. I mean, I wish it was a little bit bigger here, and that there were some notches that came down so I could hook bags over the front. And if this was flat, that'd be better, but I have run large items through here that I needed to carry sometimes, so it is really handy. I like that it's mounted to the frame because it doesn't throw your balance off. Like when you're turning left and right, you don't have the weight of whatever's in the basket pulling you in that direction. So what else can we talk about? Well, let's just talk about the controller. Everybody and their brother knows this controller is not great. It's hard to see in any light. When I put my sunglasses on, really hard to see. The other thing I don't like about this is that I don't have a setting where I can just pedal the bike and have the headlight on. So to have the headlight on, you have to have the pedal assist on, and that's kind of annoying, especially if at night I wanted to actually pedal, or there's some situations where you want to be able to see, but pedal slowly. I'm not able to do that. There are rumors that they are going to send out better ones. I heard there's some upgraded ones, so if they send me one, I will do an update. But there's not a lot of info here, which is good and bad. You can't see it, so what does it matter? The great thing about it is it does have a USB here at the bottom. There's the horn, which is another thing we can talk about in just a second. So you can charge your phone. It's not a fast charger, but if you want to trickle charge your phone, you can. So here, once again, here's the horn. Now I had to go to a bell because that horn was just so annoying, so I just got a little cheap bell, and that works pretty good. Get people out of your way. Here's your high and your lows. The standard brakes, they do have little rubber pieces in the front. That's kind of nice for gripping. This did not come on the bike. I added that. As you can see, just one mirror on the side. What's next? The front suspension. It's pretty good. It's adjustable. You can lock it out. If you're going to have to pedal this bike, you're going to want to be able to lock it out, because you'll lose a lot of your cranking power to the front end going up and down. So I suggest if you ever get to the point where you have to pedal this thing somewhere, lock out the suspension. All right. What else? This bike is definitely not for a short person. Every short person that I've let ride it have had trouble. It is a tall bike. It has a long wheelbase, as you can see. So that's something to take into mind. Now, Fiido does have a bunch of other bikes that are for shorter riders, but I'm over 6 feet tall. This thing fits me pretty good. And honestly, it does feel like a little motorcycle going down the road, except the pedals keep me from getting pulled over. What else? We can talk about the battery. I love that I can take it in and out. Take it inside to charge it. Just lift that up and pull it out. What else? I have a love-hate relationship with this kickstand. Yes, it does make it super easy. You can tilt it back and forth to work on the front end, or you can tilt it to work on the rear end, whatever you need. But when it's folded up, you can see I drag it up and down curbs. So if you're going to be hopping curbs with this thing, you're probably going to be scraping this thing out too. I might go to a single post on the back, kickstand on the back, but for loading and unloading stuff, it's nice to have this stand. Now, the other thing that I've noticed about this stand is if I'm into deep mud, or if I'm trying to like bebop down a trail and there's a bunch of potholes or whatever, this hits before the tire hits, so you don't get a lot of traction with the rear end. If you were going to use this for an off-road bike, I've seen some people talk about doing that, I would probably remove all of this, go to a single gear that you could actually pedal, and that would give you more clearance so that you can dig with the back tire. Now, as it comes set up, it's got street tires, and they're pretty good. I mean, they're not great, they're not the best tires, but they will not go through deep sand. They will not go through red clay or mud. If you're looking at running it off-road a lot, I would go with a treaded tire, front and back. But as is, for bebopping down the street, this thing pretty much does it all. What else can we look at? The tail light is just a tail light. It is not a brake light, so it just stays lit all the time. Let's see. I did break this off at some point. I have no idea what I did, but I broke this off and had to re-rivet it. It's just holding on the fender, so that was a pretty quick fix. I did add panniers, and then I put the chloroplat in here, the plastic in here, so that they'll stay boxed out. You want as much reflection as possible on this bike, and that's another thing that I want to mention, is that when you get this bike in, that's the only reflector. Those are the only reflectors on the whole thing, right? Which is good, you know, if you're bombing around town and you don't want to be seen. But if you want to be seen, I would suggest getting some more reflectors. In fact, there's mounting points on the tires for them. Let's see if I can find that. There you go. And there's for standard reflectors, but it did not come with reflectors, so I thought that was a little weird. So the deck on the back, I did extend it. I found a piece of aluminum. I drilled some holes in it. That's where I used to hook my bungee cords. I got 3 or 4 different boxes that I run on here. Rain, no rain, you know, if it's just a nice day out, I'll open box. And I was getting groceries in it so often that I stopped putting gas in my car. And this thing will pretty much haul anything that you want. I've got about 150 pounds of me, and this thing will haul 400 plus pounds, including the rider. So if you're a bigger rider, this might be the bike for you. What else can we talk about? The brakes. Okay, let's talk about the brakes. They're okay. They're mechanical brakes. Now, if you're just going to go bebopping down the road, you know, running this thing in second, these are going to be fine for you for a while. All right. But if you are a large person, or if you're hauling a lot of weight, or if you're driving this thing like a motocross bike, or, you know, being very aggressive with the brakes, you will eventually want to upgrade it. I will do that eventually. I'll go to a line pulled hydraulic brake and replace it. Right now I've had a little bit of problems with the front. I put up a video about that if you want to watch. I put up a repair for it, but I haven't had any problems with the back. So as of now, that's been untouched, just adjusted. You will have to adjust your mechanical brakes to keep them from squeaking. What else can I tell you about this thing? I don't know, man. I would buy it again, honestly. I'd buy it again in a minute. I have a bicycle that I pedal, and I have a motorcycle, and I have a car. And at this point, I only put gas in my car when I go on vacation. And this thing has done everything from bebopping around town to getting groceries. And in fact, I rode it so much, in fact, every day since when I got it, that I just signed up for Uber Eats, and I've run a couple of deliveries on it. It's kind of fun. Got a little hot bag and 3 or 4 other boxes that go on the back of there. But what else? That's it. I love the color. I love that it has an aggressive look. I do love that it's a bigger bike. The turning radius is not the best. It is nimble though. What else have I thought about with this thing? I don't know. I've had so much fun. So I want to thank Fiido for making this. I did race it against a Rad City bike. This thing is so torquey. Like the 3 different pedal assist options, they all have the same torque. So this thing's going to take off no matter what, first, second, or third. The only difference is going to be the top gear. So anyway, if you're looking at buying this thing, you know, I do recommend it. For the $1,600, I've got over 1,500 miles on it, and I've enjoyed every ride that I've gone. So if you guys get one of these and you want to talk about repairs, man, definitely subscribe, hit me up in the comments, and I'll be happy to tell you anything and everything I know about the Fiido T-1 Cargo bike. Thanks guys, have a great day. I'll see you on the road.